would you say Open Table is?
Well, my official understanding, poverty alleviation, I think that was the word.
To be sharing social resources with somebody who may be impoverished in terms of their social resources or connections.
I thought it was gonna be more like we was all going to meet, everybody have this game plan and stuff, sort of like an office meeting.
I think I was expecting us to keep on moving her up to where she might have a house, all of her goals were met.
And I was just thinking about the image of this person coming and really being an open book. And every week she would turn another page and we would learn something more about her life or her background.
I think we're all really curious as to who this person was and what they were going through. It feels like a long time ago now, but
Kind of is.
it's kind of a long time ago.
Yeah.
They come in my house and I let them search. Put all the drugs out and showed them everything. That last Christmas before I went to prison, my son walked out the house and he never came home after that. This is the alley that I would come and cop. I always came here to meet my drug dealer to get my dope.
How many times did you do it?
Constantly. Constantly. Because that's where he lived. It was easy.
Were you scared when you came here in the middle of the night?
No.
No.
No, you have no fear. Your addiction is caused by fear. But you have no fear. You can't let anybody see that fear. You know, letting everybody see that fear knows you're a coward and you're weak. And there's like no crying in the drug world. You know, no emotion. That's just the way I was taught.
But you're not afraid anymore.
I'm afraid. I'm afraid of what's going to happen. I thought that because of all the wrong that I did in my life and what I did to my son and my daughter, I thought I didn't deserve God. Like God blessed me with 2 beautiful children. And look what I did to them. I don't know. My legal name is Caroline Louise Denome. I go by Jinger. I'm an addict. I've been clean for 4 years, 9 months, and 17 days. I don't want to go back to living the way I lived. I had a heart attack, drug-induced. Steady walking around with oxygen on my mouth, shooting dope, smoking dope, selling dope, cooking dinner, doing my mother's friend's hair, playing cards. Used to live to use. Up all hours of the night, not sleeping. When you crash for 3 days. I mean, it was just insane. Until the pain of staying the same becomes greater than the pain of change, you won't change. And it's so true. Deshaun is my son. He's 19 years old. He doesn't talk to me. It's been since 2014 was the last time we talked. Jade was born in Texas. She's 27. She has a 6-year-old son named Jaden, who I haven't seen since June 13th, 2013. Jaden was taken from his mother. She sees him at my friend's house in Elwood. The court order states that he cannot be around me and he cannot be in my home. I lost me, who I was, what I was, where I was going, my direction. The drugs took me away. Maybe at first I started to get clean because I wanted my family back. But as I grew in my recovery, I want it for me. I don't want to live like that. This is my third home since coming from the state penitentiary. They have a DOC program where they pay your rent for 6 months. I was working for Trails and I was working for McDonald's, paying my rent. I continue to sustain life. If it's cool out or there's a breeze and you open the windows and it comes through the house. This is my domain. This is where I spend most of my time. This is my domain. It's a mess. When you go to prison, you get a number. That's my number, OV8331, and that's my prison ID.
Why do you keep that up there?
To remind me where I don't want to go back.
You got the open table thing there.
Well, oh yeah. Open table is men and women from 10 churches. We meet once a week for 1 year.
Like that? Is it taping right now?
Yeah. Okay.
Who I am and how I know Ginger?
Yeah.
My name is Abby Young, one of 2 referral coordinators for Open Table. Ginger was a person who I think we identified quickly as kind of having been through the ringer with a lot of things, with incarceration, with recovery, with different sorts of cycles in her life, and was at this place where she was identifying for herself things that she was ready to do that would be different in this season than ever before. The Open Table is disarming and vulnerable, and it is a huge risk to do when you really think about signing up for being in the middle of 12 people for a year who are going to ask you every sort of question. And in this situation, 12 people you've never met before, because your life is about to be kind of under a microscope.
When I went in, it was, fear of the unknown. When I got there and I met everybody, they just were amazing.
I get involved with Open Table because I like to help people do what they really feel they need done, have hope that they can actually accomplish that, and kind of support them through that process.
What really attracted me to it was becoming friends. Friendship is the piece that really helps to facilitate change in people who have lots of changes that they might want to make in their lives.
I wanted to try to sit back more and listen, because not everybody has the opportunity to have somebody listen to their story.
We talked about people in my life that was not good for me, toxic, and how I was working to get them out of my life, and it did happen. It took some time.
A few months in, the honeymoon period really came to an end, and it came to an end quite abruptly, I think. And we as a group had to come together in learning to love our sister, perhaps in a deeper way or more authentic way than we had prior. Because that's what happens, of course, when you work through difficulty. Relationships grow, love grows. There was a time period where she told us about something that had happened, a situation, and some of us believed the stories she told us and some of us didn't, and none of us quite knew where the truth lied.
As a result of that crisis situation, she had to be temporarily laid off at Trails, not knowing when or if she would be able to return. She had also been studying to become a certified recovery specialist, As a result of not being at Trails, that was also put on hold, and that had been a goal during her time on the table.
But I think the fact that we loved her, and I don't think that she had experienced that. I mean, we were the church, the body of Christ, in a local form here for her, and I don't think she had experienced that, and I think that was probably the most transforming thing in her life with the table.
It was near the end of our commitment to Jinger that I started filming her. I had just been through a part of my life where I had to rebuild it after some decisions I made. One of the reasons I joined Open Table is if there was a chance to be alongside someone while they are working toward that goal of rebuilding their own life, I wanted to be a part of it.
Yeah. Oh, we're being videoed now in the car?
Yeah, that's right.
Get out. Get out, really? Is that what that is?
Yeah, that's right.
Are you serious?
Well,
My life just got a little crazy. Like, I'm behind a little bit on my rent. But I usually don't pay my rent till the end of the month. But I don't get paid till the 30th. So I should be okay. But, like, I gave him half of it when I got my first check. So I told him I'd have the second, but I don't know if I'll have all of it. And I was just afraid because I was behind, you know, yeah, you would put me out and lock me out. Because they have that right. But he said I would never do that to you. He said, you've been a good tenant. He said, you know, there's no problems.
So how does the story end? A tragic flaw could be revealed, and a crack in this beautiful world that we think she's in right now.
I didn't want you to know how bad it was. The water got shut off, and I never told Open Table. My daughter let me come to her house and get buckets of water every day. I could get enough to last a day. I got the eviction notice, and I had till the end of September to get out. My powerlessness was very real because I let the wrong people in. The people, places, and things is very important, and letting it in caused me to fall, and I fell fast. This is me doing my daily ritual because I don't want to leave my house yet, but I got to make a decision, and it's coming real close. So this is what I got to do until I make that decision, but I'm real tired of it, you know? But this is a part of my life, you know? The days in life after Open Table. I was scared and defeated. What was going to happen to me? This is option one. I could go to a 3-quarter house right here in Beaver Falls. It's called Phoenix House, and where I would get to the beginning of the housing list. Right. This is to go to the women's shelter. This is my other one. It's for, I don't know how long I'd have to be there. And then this is going to my daughters, move in with Jade. We need each other. We need to know that we have to work together instead of me and my daughter, because we don't get along. And that's why they're written down, for God to lead me to wherever he thinks that I should go. There you go. The women's shelter was my option. There were no beds. Didn't know where I was going to go. I had people in my life that used to be at my house, use my water, my electric, my gas, and didn't offer to help me at all.
There were many external things that were kind of unraveling towards the end of the table that I don't know if any person could know what the best way out of some situations would be.
I think sometimes, why bother being clean? I don't have my family. But I do. I have Open Table. When it was so bad just this couple weeks, and I didn't tell anybody because everybody always leaves me when it's bad. They just informed me, we love you, we're here for you. We can't help you unless you tell us.
Even though our commitment to Jinger was over and our meetings had ended, those of us who were able to could be alongside of her as she slowly moved to get back on her feet.
It's actually going to go over here. We got all kinds of categories for you. So.
I got all kind of categories, Nancy. You didn't even know.
The moral of the story is, don't screw up. Okay?
Of course.
That's the moral of all of our stories. Don't screw up.
My daughter, took her a while, but she finally said, you could come here and stay. And I'll be moving again because I just found out I got my own place in New Brighton in Thomas Bishop's housing complex. Hi, yes, tell Caroline to know I'm here to sign my lease.
Oh, okay, come on in.
All right, thank you. I have to remain vigilant. I have to remain dedicated to my recovery.
As she made those changes in her life to be more and more self-sufficient, the table, I think, provided the support system around her to be able to release some of those things.
And that's always something that's hard for people to do, is like not let the past affect who they can become later on down the road.
It's mine. It's little, but I don't need much.
Like a lot of the bondages and stuff that she felt was always holding her back in the past. It's like she has become more at peace with those and is able to move forward with the rest of her life.
She was able to return to trails because of her honesty, because of her transparency, because of her following through with the ramifications and consequences of the crisis that happened.
What we do is, after we get to know you better, and we do a little bit of mentoring also. We do have mentoring services also, like if you need it. And who supports you in your life?
As she works hard at her recovery and is learning to take care of herself, it reminds me how taking care of myself and my relationship with God spills to the people around us.
And she's still going through ups and downs and having minor catastrophes, but I think she's still in the direction of her recovery, and I think right now she can see how far she's come, but I think where she's at and where she's been is going to be a little bit unrecognizable to her, because I think she's going to be like, there's all these good things that my life has become.
Jinger is in recovery, and every day of sobriety is of invaluable worth. The fact that Jinger remained in her sobriety and in her recovery, even under tremendous shame and guilt and consequences, is a testament to the strength of the love of the table that surrounded her at that time.
Open Table, to me, is a fellowship to grow and have friendship, to grow and meet people and everybody find out who everybody is. Open Table is about mending and building and loving. There's nothing out there that can fix life that perfect. Nothing. Unless somebody's going to give you $1 million and your life still ain't going to be perfect. What about healing the inside? What about healing the hurts that I caused? You know, it's helped me realize that it's the past and I need to move on. It's helped me realize my connection with God, that it's not just because I'm an addict, it's because I'm a person. And even after everything that the Open Table and Trails have been through with me, I still didn't want to believe that Jens would be there for me. It was hard because I was so used to everybody leaving me. Everybody. I had an aunt that was amazing, God rest her soul. Like, she was amazing. She used to say to me, you always take the alley, you never take the road. She said, one day you'll take the road and skip the alley.